Hello aspirants, welcome to the Metis IAS Academy NCERT Foundation course for UPSC Civil Services examination and all competitive examinations. Today we move deeper into the story of human beginnings in the Indian subcontinent. This chapter helps us understand how the earliest humans lived, why they moved, and how they survived, and how archaeologists reconstruct their lives. For UPSC, this chapter builds the foundation for understanding prehistoric cultures, environmental adaptation, and early human behavior. So, listen with curiosity, not as a story, but as a window into how humans adapted to nature. This chapter begins with Tushar traveling by train and wondering when fast transport did not exist. Did people stay in the one place all their lives? No. The answer is no. Humans have always been mobile. Mobile means moved from one place to another. Movement is not new. It is part of human survival. Movement is not new. It is part of human survival. This is an important idea. Migration is natural in human history. So, the earliest people who are hunter gatherers, we know that humans lived in the subcontinent nearly 2 million years ago. These people are called hunter gatherers. Why are they called as hunter and gatherers? Because they obtained food by hunting animals, fishing, collecting fruits, roots, nuts, and seeds. In a tropical region like India, in a tropical region like India, plant gathering was extremely important. But survival was not easy. But survival was not easy. Animals were faster and stronger. People needed alertness, intelligence, and deep knowledge of nature to hunting animals and gathering plant-based food, etc. They had to know which plants were edible, which were poisonous, when fruits ripened, where animals moved. This tells us something very important. Early humans had sophisticated ecological knowledge. So that is why they are depending on hunter gatherers, depending like hunter and gatherers. So they knew which plants were edible and which plants were not edible, which were poisonous and non poisonous, when fruits ripened, the time where animals moved, animals' migration pattern, etc. This tells us something very important that early humans had sophisticated ecological knowledge. So, in this context, early humans have some skills like tracking animals, understanding seasons, recognizing plants, making tools. Children in these communities learned survival skills early. This shows learning through experience, not formal schooling. So, why people are moved? Why did hunter gatherers move? There are four main reasons to hunter gatherers moved from one place to another. Like resources get exhausted, animals migrate, seasonal availability of plants, need of water. These four types of reasons have been pushed hunter gatherers move from one place to another. We will discuss to some in detailed information about these reasons. And first one is resources get exhausted. If people stayed in one place too long, food would run out. Food would run out. So second one, animals migration. Hunters had to follow herds to hunting for depending on animals. So seasonal availability of plants. This is third type of reason, seasonal availability of plants. People moved to collect food as seasons changed because they are depends on hunting animals and collecting food are plant based. So need of water. Water sources change with seasons. Movement ensured survival. These are the reasons to move one place to another. Also, people travel to meet relatives, showing showing some social connections. For UPSC, remember, mobility is equal to adaptation strategy. Mobility is basically about adaptation strategy. We rely mainly on archaeology. Archaeologists find tools. We rely mainly on archaeology for what? Know about them. How do we know about them? For this one, we rely mainly on archaeology. Archaeology. Archaeology means material evidence. So archaeologists find tools and remains left behind. Stone tools survive best. Stone tools survive best. Wood and bone decay. This is why prehistoric history is often reconstructed through stone tools. As far as stone tools is concerned, what were they used for? This question is arising in every mind. Tools were used for cutting meat, scraping skins, digging roots, chopping wood, making weapons. Some tools were attached to handles to create spears and arrows for hunting. Tools show that technological intelligence of early humans. How they choose place to live. Many sites are near rivers and water sources. Why? Water means survival. Water means survival. People also preferred places with good stone because of making of raw material for tools, that is stone tools. Such places are called factory sites. Such places are called factory sites. Please remember this factory sites concept. Where people both lived and made tools, habitation come factory sites. Where people both lived and made tools, that is called habitation come factory sites. Caves and rock shelters provided natural protection to the early humans. For example, Bimbetka cave shelters, Bimbetka rock cave shelters. Think like a human because shelter, water, and resources determine the settlement. That is why they are choosing places to live where water proximity is available and stone availability for factory sites and shelter factors. These three factors are mainly important for their place to choose live. So, further moving ahead, a site. What is a site? Site is a place where evidence of past human activity is found. That is called site. It may be contain tools, bones, or remains. Sites are the foundation of archaeological study. Sites are the foundation of archaeological study. As far as stone tools are made, how, what is the techniques, what are the techniques they were used to make? They are they were followed two techniques. One technique is stone on stone. Stone on stone means striking flakes from a core. This is one of the technique to make stone tools. And second one is pressure flaking. Pressure flaking means carefully shaping edges. This shows planning and craftsmanship. Pra- Planning and craftsmanship. How did they discover of fire? How did they discover of fire? How did they use of fire? Evidence of ash in caves suggests knowledge of fire. For example, Karnool caves. Fire provided. Why they used fire? Fire provided light, warmth, protection, and cooked food. And for cooked food, control over fire marks a major step in human evolution as far as early humans is concerned. Climate become warmer, grasslands expanded, animals like deer and cattle increased, humans followed them, learning behavior. This may have inspired domestication. Environmental change is the reason for to inspired to domestication. While grains like wheat and barley grew naturally, people began experimenting with cultivation. Here we see transition from foraging toward farming, from transition from hunter gatherers to farming, toward farming. We want to see the chronology of stone ages. We want to observe for exam oriented. Paleolithic and Mesolithic. The earliest period is called Paleolithic. Paleolithic is called as Old Stone Age. It spans from 2 million years ago, 2 million years ago to about 12,000 years ago. Then comes the Mesolithic, that is Middle Stone Age. In the Middle Stone Age or Mesolithic Age, humans were used microliths. What is meant by microliths? There are small tools in appearance. So, understanding these periods is important for chronology. So, that is why we have to study stone ages in chronological manner. Then we will be moving ahead and move it and discuss about rock paintings. What are the rock paintings? Cave paintings show animals and scenes. They reveal artistic expression and cultural life. They may have had ritual or symbolic meaning. These are the rock paintings. Humans were not only survivors, they were creators. Example Bimbetka rock cave paintings, etc. We cannot be certain about division of labor. Men and women may have shared tasks. Different regions may have had different practices. This reminds us evidence is limited. As far as ostrich eggshells is concerned, some cultural evidences are there. Baits made from eggshells suggest ornamentation. Humans valued aesthetics and identity. These were showing the humans valued aesthetics and identity. We have been go through a case study from the place is called Hansky. Sites show tool making and habitation. Access to springs and limestone influenced settlement. Again, geography shapes behavior. Cave paintings in France show similar patterns. Similar patterns. Human creativity is universal. As far as UPSC CSE integration, prelims elimination questions have been asked from these type of chapters. As far as GS1 context is also, prehistoric ages are important, and they have been anthropological linkage also as far as anthropology optional students. So this chapter teaches us human adaptation to environment, technological evolution, mobility patterns, early culture. It prepares us to understand agriculture in the next chapter. When we study the earliest people, we see resilience. Humans survived through intelligence, cooperation, and adaptation. As far as this chapter is concerned, we have studied Paleolithic age and Mesolithic age, usage of stone tools for hunting and gathering, collected food, choosing the pattern, choosing the place to live, water proximity areas, and human adaptation to environment, etc. This is the transition from human hunter gatherers to farming and domestication. So, understanding this helps us appreciate the long journey of civilization. So, finally, Metis IAS is orientation, connection, and application type examination oriented preparation for NCERT Foundation program. Thank you.